I'm going to invite Robert to talk to you about eliminating pedestrian accidents. Robert is actually a member of our local community. We actually met on one of our builders meetup. He's very young and very passionate, and I'm going to let him do the rest of the talking. Thank you.
Thank you for the invitation. It's very good to see everybody here. I'm very glad to be a member of the community here. I'm not completely moved in Bucharest. I'm from Timiș County, so from Timișoara area, and I had to come here a few weeks, a month. And at the beginning, it was quite hard because I didn't know anybody, and these kind of meetings, help me and make things a bit easier for me to accommodate, So thanks for that again. As Gabi said, my name is Robert. I represent Broom Technologies, and our mission is to build products, hardware or software, doesn't matter, to preserve life, especially in the context of traffic accidents. And while building these products, we want to also make them useful in increasing the efficiency of the traffic. So I'm going to talk to you about now the first product that we built and are currently revising and building a final version of. And together with it, we also try to implement features that would not only increase safety, but also try to provide authorities with some data to increase efficiency also. So I think everybody knows that this is a very, very big problem. And what you can see here is a pedestrian crossing with a very nasty accident happening. In Romania, most of you know that we're first in Europe at traffic accidents. We're also first in pedestrian accidents, and about 700 people lose their lives as pedestrians each year. Now, nobody talks about that much, and if you were to compare Romania to the other countries, not by number of accidents per 100,000 inhabitants, but if you were to compare Romania to other countries, looking at the amounts of deaths versus kilometers driven, then there's a bigger difference between us and the second place. And something that nobody talks about is the economic impact. And at the beginning, when we pitched our solution, we kind of didn't want to talk about this because we had the idea of, you cannot talk about money when you're talking about lives. And I still agree to that to some point. But the problem is that it affects all of us economically. So there's a EU study and a Romanian police study that says that each traffic death removes around 1 million euros from the economy of Romania. And about 700 million are lost only on pedestrians and 1.8 billion yearly, because we have around 1,800 traffic deaths yearly total, which is a huge amount of money that affects everybody. So, yeah. What we started on building is a simple system that just plays with the attention of the drivers and tries to make the driver look towards the crossing pedestrian. So just imagine yourself driving and it's night, it's raining, and you have all these reflections popping out of nowhere, of everywhere actually, and you're tired, you're coming home from work, and you suddenly lift your eyes up and you see a person just in front of you, and you slam the brakes. Well, what we said is that what we can do is have some LEDs that look bright and have a different shape that would just light up just where the pedestrian is coming from. So essentially, if you were then to draw your attention towards the lights and see the person that is near the lights, you would brake and save 1 second of braking, which at about 60 kilometers an hour means around 10 meters, which is a lot. How we do this is we have video cameras at the location that monitor the crossing. These video cameras send the signal to an edge computer that has an AI model on there that detects people and has a tracker on top and predicts people who are about to cross, in the sense that if there is somebody running towards the crossing or is on a bike, we warn the drivers quicker, because obviously it has a higher velocity, and just putting a sensor there with no vision would not solve that problem. So that's why we use video cameras. And then the lights would light up on the side of the road where the pedestrian is coming from, so you would just see the lights and brake. Now, because we use video cameras for the reason that I just described to you, we also saw the opportunity of collecting road data. So currently still working on this. We don't have a final model that is able to detect 8+1 classes that has been asked of us from the authorities, but we currently have 4 classes that it detects successfully and can provide data about how many vehicles and what types go through that crossing. Because fun fact is, it's actually not so fun, but currently the national statistics are generated by sending people in intersections, and they have a notebook on their hand, and they just draw lines at the category of the vehicle that they count. They go to the office and they just count the lines. This is how the National Road Company makes traffic statistics right now. So we wanted to help with that too. I didn't mention, because we want to improve the general safety, so that's our mission, we also put high LEDs that light up the crossing. In terms of progress, we had our first prototype when we started in 2 weeks. Then we started getting authorizations to install our pilot project, which has been on the road for 9 months. And in these 9 months, we collected the data from drivers, from the police, and feedback. And the feedback was generally very good. Also, we managed to raise around 200,000 euros in stages, not bulk. First, we got a grant of 60,000, which allowed us to build the pilot project and install it. And just recently, we received another 125,000 from a grant from Google, and the rest of it was friends, families. And currently, we're finishing our version 2 of the system, which will be the system that will be sold and rolled out throughout the country, hopefully. A big thing in our business is how we actually sell the product, because we had so many questions, and we had a big dilemma about how we put these systems on the road. And the only answer is that we have to sell to authorities, which is something very difficult to do. And at first, authorities were pretty reticent. I mean, they didn't really want to consider us, but at some point when we showed that we work with the police, they were involved in developing it, we are compliant with the standards of road lighting and everything, they agreed to talk to us. But we saw that it's difficult either way for a new company like us with no track record to implement big infrastructure project, if you will, by themselves. So what we started doing, we created a small plan of channel sales program where we build a system, we market it, we present it to authorities, but then we have local partners that get a discount on the list price, and they also have an incentive to sell it and promote it in their communities. Because the hard truth is that with the government, people who know other people sell. So our targeted reselling partners are companies that already work with the local governments or national government that sell products to them. Because authorities can get money from European funds, and this is also a big help to us, but it's to no use if you are not able to get from point 1 to point 3. You need the bridge, which is the partner. So essentially, we manufacture the product, onboard people, promote it, and train the personnel of the authorities. Our partner also promote and bid on public tenders to install it, sell it, and install it. We don't install ourselves. We just configure after the partners install it. And the client is just needs to have some interest in the product, get some money together from EU funds or public and organize the tender. And this is our sales process currently. The challenges that we had were, I already described it to you, with convincing the authorities, and after convincing them, all this time that it takes for them to make up their mind. We currently are in discussions with a few counties, with a few small cities like Voluntari, who are interested, but the time that it takes for them to even to respond to an email or program a meeting is big. Also, expanding to beyond Romania, we thought about this, and the next markets would be Greece, Bulgaria, and Poland, because these are the countries with the next highest number of pedestrian accidents. But again, because EU is not necessarily one market, it's a big challenge for us, and we kind of said, let's implement in Romania, and then we'll after we build a good foundation of how to do things, then we'll go further. This is our team. We are specialized in hardware, AI, and full stack web development. And we have somebody on PR and marketing, which is Andrei. Yeah, and that's us. Thank you.